This morning, a minister in the government, Orit Strook, coming from the far-right party Religious Zionism, the party of Bezalel Smotrich, said that the army should enter with ground forces to areas such as Deir al Balah, where it did not operate before, even if that would endanger the lives of the living hostages. Even if this would put the hostages, the living ones, in danger, the minister says that the army should push forward. Therefore, no assurances whatsoever for the families. If anything, it's quite the opposite, and the families are furious. They're saying that it has been proven all along the 21 months of this war that a military campaign in areas where hostages are held only endangers them. It was less than a year ago, in late August last year, when 6 hostages were killed just hours before the army arrived to the area where they were held, and the hostage families are now very much concerned that the remaining living hostages could go through the same fate due to the fact that the army is now entering these areas. We can tell you that there's very strong operations still at the moment, mostly from the air and artillery, but also some limited ground operation in the area of Deir al Balah, and the hostage families are well aware of what this could mean for their loved ones who have endured 21 months of hell so far.
And a new plan for Gaza has been proposed by Israel's army chief. What do we know about that?
Yes, so the Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, put forward 2 options for the government. One is a hostage agreement, a ceasefire and hostage agreement, which would bring on a ceasefire and the release, as far as we know, of 10 living hostages and some 18 hostage bodies. The other one would mean a further entrenchment of the army in Gaza, which would also, in one way or another, would include civilian control over Gaza. That would mean that the army would have to control Gaza one way or another. There's still some 2 million civilians in Gaza. They need food, they need sewage, they need garbage disposal, they need education. Who would provide that? Israel is of course, strongly opposing any kind of future control which would include Hamas, and also opposing any kind of control which would include the Palestinian Authority. Israel is coming up with plans saying maybe the international community, maybe moderate Arab countries would come in, but no one in the international community really supports that. That would leave no other option than the army, at least for some time, controlling the civilian aspects in Gaza. No one in Israel really wants to see that happen, but when the other option would be Hamas, then that's an even worse option. So yes, this is something that is on the table, a control by the army for some limited time of the Gaza Strip. This is something that would require massive military deployment into Gaza, massive amounts of money, would bring a lot of international criticism. But this is a plan that is on the table, and as long as there's no exit strategy for this war, and currently there isn't one, this is something that eventually could happen.